Beneath a West Virginia luxury resort, 25-ton blast doors guard a bunker built to hide the entire United States Congress, and it stayed secret for over 30 years. From tunnels where 1,500 men vanished each year, to a mountain fortress that once falsely signaled nuclear war, the most secret underground places in America were never meant to be found. And some are right beneath cities you walk through every day. Seattle's oldest streets are not where you think. After the Great Fire of 1889, city engineers raised the entire downtown by up to 15 feet, leaving behind a maze of brick arches, sealed storefronts, and forgotten sidewalks. Workers paved over the ruins, entombing what was once the city's bustling ground floor. Decades later, urban explorers stumbled into a hidden saloon, dusty barrels still stacked against the walls, their labels faded but legible, stamped with dates from the 1890s. Today, guided tours wind through these low-lit underground tunnels beneath Pioneer Square, tracing the outlines of a city that rebuilt itself on its own ashes. The air is thick with damp and history, and every step echoes with the memory of streets lost to fire and ambition. Further south, Portland's underbelly tells a darker story. Beneath Old Town, a dock worker in 1885 signed an affidavit describing how he had been dragged through a narrow, stone-walled tunnel and forced aboard a ship bound for San Francisco. The city's so-called Shanghai tunnels, carved from local basalt and running 10 to 15 feet below the streets, once connected saloons and hotels to the riverfront. According to that dock worker's claim, as many as 1,500 men vanished each year, snatched in the night and sold to sea captains desperate for crew. The tunnels are cramped, humid, and mostly sealed today, but a single, restored segment remains open for guided tours. Water seeps through the walls, and the scent of mold lingers, a reminder of the city's uneasy relationship with its own myths. Historians now say only a few blocks were ever used for Shanghaiing, but for decades the threat was real enough to haunt every sailor's step. Heading east, Detroit's municipal waterworks became a playground for crime during Prohibition. In 1924, police stormed a clandestine bar hidden deep within the city's underground tunnels, arresting nearly 200 patrons in a single night. Newspaper reports called it a labyrinth of stone and steam, built originally to channel water from the Detroit River, but quickly repurposed as a haven for speakeasies and illegal gambling. The tunnels, 40 to 60 feet below ground, were lined with reinforced concrete and brick, their twisting corridors perfect for evading both the law and rival gangs. Today, only a fraction of the original network remains open to the public, with visitors donning respirators to guard against pockets of methane and mold. The rest lies sealed in darkness, holding on to secrets from an era when the city's thirst for freedom and forbidden liquor ran as deep as the tunnels themselves. In Atlanta, beneath the brick sidewalks of the old Fourth Ward, a different kind of tunnel once promised hope instead of escape. In 1852, Amelia H. Baker wrote in her diary about a night when 12 people fleeing slavery were hidden in her family's cellar. She described leaving bread and milk in the lower chamber, locking the iron gate, and praying the lantern's glow would stay hidden. That cellar, just 9 by 12 feet, lay 6 feet below the house, its arched brick vault supporting the weight of an ordinary home above and the burden of a dangerous secret below. Property records from the time confirm the existence of this concealed space, built during an 1849 renovation and mapped directly beneath the front stoop. The tunnel's entrance was small, but for those who waited in darkness, it opened a path northward, one more link in a chain of hidden rooms and passageways threading through the city. Today, most of these cellars are lost to time, collapsed or filled in, but a few remain, accessible only through guided heritage tours. Visitors wear helmets and masks to guard against dust and mold, stepping into a space where the air feels heavy with old fear and quiet courage. The brick vaults, just 6 to 10 feet underground, are reminders that freedom was sometimes only a thin wall away from discovery. Far to the northeast, another kind of hidden chamber lies beneath the civic heart of New York. The City Hall subway station opened in 1904 as the showpiece of the Interborough Rapid Transit line. Its vaulted ceiling, a masterpiece of Guastavino tilework, soared 15 feet above the curved platform, catching sunlight through glass skylights and reflecting it off cobalt blue mosaics. But progress moved faster than beauty. By 1945, longer trains and low ridership made the elegant loop obsolete, and the city sealed it away. For decades, the station sat in silence, its brass chandeliers gathering dust, the sunburst motif fading under layers of grime. In the early 1970s, a maintenance worker stumbled upon the forgotten platform while tracing utility lines and snapped photos that would later spark a preservation campaign. Today, the station is closed to the public except for rare tours run by the Transit Museum. Trespassing is a felony, and the tracks are disconnected from the active system. Yet the Guastavino arches still hold their shape 30 feet below street level, a hidden cathedral beneath the city's rush. The echoes of footsteps and the distant rumble of passing trains remind visitors that even in the busiest metropolis, some marvels survive only in the shadows, waiting for the right eyes to find them. August 21st, 1945. In a concrete vault beneath Los Alamos, Harry Daghlian stacked tungsten carbide bricks around a plutonium core, searching for the threshold between safety and disaster. One brick slipped, the core flashed blue. Daghlian absorbed a fatal dose of radiation. He was the first scientist killed by a criticality accident. The tunnels of Pajarito Plateau, lined with lead and concrete, had been built to contain secrets too dangerous for daylight. After Daghlian's death, the Manhattan Project rewrote its protocols. No more bare hands, no more silent alarms. Every experiment carried the memory of that night, every corridor a reminder of the price of a single mistake. By the 1950s, the threat shifted from scientific risk to political survival. In West Virginia, bulldozers hollowed out a hidden fortress beneath the Greenbrier Resort. Project Greek Island was 1 million square feet of reinforced concrete, sealed by 25-ton blast doors, stocked for over 1,000 lawmakers. If nuclear war erupted, Congress would vanish underground, shielded from fallout, ready to govern in secret. For decades, staffers maintained the bunker behind a false wall, running drills and rotating supplies. In 1992, Washington Post reporter Ted Gupp exposed the operation. Within 3 years, the Pentagon shut it down. The Greenbrier bunker became a symbol of Cold War contingency, continuity at any cost. Further east, Mount Weather waited behind the Blue Ridge. FEMA engineers designed it to survive months without outside help. With a water system holding 500,000 gallons, a hospital and a power plant, all buried behind a 200-foot deep blast door, the site's true test never came. Official records list only drills, no full activation. Today, Mount Weather remains sealed, its purpose unchanged. It is to keep government running even if the world outside falls silent. Each layer of concrete, each gallon of water, marks a different era's fear, and the quiet work of those preparing for the unthinkable. 2,000 feet inside a mountain of granite, the world's most secure command post hums in near silence. Cheyenne Mountain, built at the height of Cold War dread, is more fortress than bunker. 3 steel blast doors, each weighing 25 tons, seal off a self-sustaining city carved from rock. Shift operators sit at rows of consoles, eyes fixed on radar screens, ready to sound the alarm at the slightest blip. On November 9, 1979, a routine training tape triggered a nightmare scenario. The computer read the tape as a real Soviet missile launch. Klaxons blared, phones rang across the continent, and for several tense minutes, crews believed the end had come. Only a frantic cross-check revealed the truth. It was a drill, not an attack. The mountain's defenses, redundant power, filtered air and water tanks, remained untouched, but the nerves of the crew would never be the same. Today, Cheyenne Mountain stands as a backup to newer command centers, its corridors still patrolled by those who remember the night when a simple error nearly set the world on fire. 1,000 miles to the east, a different kind of underground city thrives on commerce, not catastrophe. Subtropolis, beneath Kansas City, is a limestone cavern the size of a small town, its wide avenues echoing with the rumble of forklifts and the hum of servers. Temperatures hold steady at 70 degrees, winter and summer, thanks to the insulating rock overhead. In 2015, a logistics firm moved 10,000 square feet of sensitive inventory into the cavern. Over the next year, not a single shipment was lost to heat or cold. Engineers credit the stable climate to the limestone's natural properties: no heating, ventilation, and air conditioning needed, just the steady breath of the earth itself. Subtropolis now houses data centers, archives, and even rare wine collections, all watched over by operations staff who navigate the maze by memory and map. One engineer jokes that he hasn't seen daylight during a workday in years, but wouldn't trade the quiet for anything above ground. Where Cheyenne Mountain was built to outlast disaster, Subtropolis is built for profit and permanence, a testament to how America's underground can be both shield and engine, depending on who holds the keys. America's real secrets aren't always buried in the past. They're hidden right beneath our feet. As urban expansion and security threats grow, new tunnels and bunkers still emerge in silence. The unknown persists, daring us to wonder what else waits, unseen, just below the surface. Share your theories below.